Right, so here we are, part 8. Let's talk about feeling hopeless. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to feel or understand what I mean about when you feel like you've got absolutely no hope. I arrived back from Zimbabwe. I had nowhere to stay, no friends. Family had rejected me. I'd been a drug addict, so who was ever going to believe me? And arrived back, stayed with a friend who opened up her house, was a very new friend. She gave me a room in her house and she said, "Hey, you're welcome to stay here." Absolutely kindness from the bottom of her heart. It was genuine and it was sincere. Lisa, you know who I'm talking about. And felt abandoned. My business in South Africa had failed. Zimbabwe, my company Zarapath, felt like it had failed because I hadn't achieved what I had achieved. My business here had crumbled. I had to liquidate. I had zero zilch money, no home, no possessions, no car. I just had a very close and amazing friend called Oscar, who had been my original, I don't want to call him a BE partner, but it is what it is. But he was my mate. I don't know if you say anything more about that. He was my close friend. We were going through stuff together as well. We both had similar problems at the time. So I couldn't really stay with him. I was trying to clean my life up. Anyway, stayed with Lisa for a week. Had no money. She fed me. She kept a roof over my head. I then went to my old rugby school, varsity rugby manager. His name is Neville. He's probably watching. I hope he's watching. And he said to me, "Bruce," I hadn't spoken to him for about 10 years. He said, "You come and stay with me for as long as you want. I will look after you." Those are people that you can count on. And like I said to you, I think in some of the earlier videos, you probably only got a couple friends or people that you know that if you had to reach out to, that would really, really help you. Anyway, so I went and stayed with Neville for a few days with him and Veronica. She's definitely watching. I know you. Love you, Veronica. And I decided to go on Tinder because I was lonely. I'd been 7 months isolated in Zimbabwe, met no girls on Zim, and didn't really have friends. Loved my experience, but didn't really have mates. And I went on Tinder. Went out on 1 or 2 dates. They were nice. Met nice people. No bad experiences. And I remember it was a Friday. I swiped right on this one girl. And on Saturday, she messaged me. I think I'd put a younger picture of myself up, so she didn't really know how good looking I was at the time. So she swiped right. But God's hand was in it. And we messaged, we talked, swapped a few messages, and we decided on the Sunday that we're going to go out for a walk. I had no money, so I could not take her out for a coffee. So I said, let's go for a walk. Let's do something different. And we went for a walk. And it was Lyrica. Lyrica is my partner. We're still together now. We're going to get married soon. And we went for a walk on the Durban Promenade. And I got to the end of the promenade. I was in a borrowed car. Nev lent me his car because I had no car. And she said, "Should we get a coffee?" So I felt around in my pockets, but I knew I'd left my wallet in the car because I had no money in it. And she, can't. I haven't got money. I didn't bring money. I didn't know I must bring money. She said, "No, don't worry. I'll take you for a coffee. Let's go and have a coffee." So we went for a coffee. She paid for the first coffee. And then we walked to the end of the promenade and she grabbed my hand. And there was something about her that was so magical that I cannot explain. And we took pictures, which I will post somewhere. I don't know how you guys are going to see it. I don't know how to do it to put it onto the video. Of her and I at the end of the Durban Promenade with our first pictures. she held my hand, and she's going to laugh in the morning when she reads, watches this, and says, she kissed me first on first date. And that was Larica. Anyway, we're still on first date. So we went back. I did have a little bit of money. I'd kept enough for a piece of steak. I think it was chuck or brisket I had to buy, and a bottle of wine, and we drank that. And she said, well, you can stay over. So I said, well, I don't really have a place to stay. I'll stay over, but I don't sleep in anyone's beds. I like my own space. I slept in the spare room. And the next day, she said to me, well, if you've got work done here, you're welcome to stay the next night. So I said, thank you, I will. So that'll be great. I stayed the next night. And it continued on like that. So we're still on our first date, nearly 3 years, 13th of August. But anyway, back to reality. From a work point of view, Oscar and I had lost our business. We were in TV. TV had absolutely died. It had been murdered after COVID, after looting in KZN. And Oscar was my mate. And the two of us, I'd picked up something called Click Send Now. And we said, okay, let's start small. Let's see if we can make ourselves 300 Rand a day. We went onto the buses in Warwick Avenue in Durban. For anyone who doesn't know where Warwick Avenue is, it's not the prettiest place in Durban. It's dangerous. It's rampant with crime, and we had to get people to sign up for these things. I won't go into it. And every person who signed up, you got $75. So we gave ourselves a little target. Let's sign up 5 people each. It will give us 375 Rand a day. And Oscar and myself, being good at what we do, we managed to do that. So we started small. So there's another little lesson here. Don't start large. Don't look at the big picture. Look at the small picture. Then you can look at the medium, and then you can look at the large. And Oscar and I progressed. We started making 375, then we were making 500, then 1,000. And that's as it went. Then we decided, okay, right, it's time now. We had just literally survived a comeback from zero zilch, from worrying about how we were going to put food on the table every day, to humbling ourselves, to getting onto the buses where people were going back from Durban to Zimbabwe, to be able to put food on our plate every day, Oscar and myself. Oscar was married and a little baby. He also had a few little issues like I've had. Had a bit of a past. And I'll be so proud to say that man, he is the most committed Christian. And in the next episode, I'll tell you, it was through his constant nagging, that I became a Christian. So Oscar's my junior by about 33 years. Through him, I followed him as his elder to become a Christian. So anyway, things progressed with Larica. Eventually, she says, well, you seem like you're staying here quite a bit. I don't think she was unhappy about it. Maybe I'll give you 2 shelves in my room, in my walk-in closet. She didn't realize that when I arrived with my suitcase. I hadn't told her by that time that was all my possessions that I had. But being the beautiful person that she is, she had fallen in love with the soul that I have. And she didn't care about what I had or I didn't have. And Oscar and I then went back to work on TV. And when God closes doors stay shut. You can bang on them, you can do what you want, but he will not open a door for you. We came back, Oscar and myself. We got given an opportunity on old clients that opened the door to us. But it happens at the right time, not my time, not Oscar's time, God's time. I didn't have patience before, but I had to learn patience. Medical was going okay, it was hovering. We had started something, but it wasn't flourishing. We weren't making money. We were trying to get it off the ground. So I had to come back and focus on TV, which was my roots. You won't believe it. God opened doors. Immediately. That was August. By October, we were able to live comfortably. We gave up the buses. So Oscar and I have still got a thing about we never want to go back to the buses. We're not going back to the buses. And TV resurrected itself. God opened all the doors to my old clients where the doors had previously been shut. He opened them, unlocked them, and set the business back up straight. And we did it together. We did it. We are only merely a vessel acting upon God's will. And yeah, so my life started taking structure. I had Gestapo, Larica, teaching me discipline, consistency, changing my values, showing me love, and Christian values. I had lost those. In between all the addictions and the drugs and the torment and everything that went with it, my girls started teaching me. Did I find Larica, or was she given to me? It's a very simple answer. She could easily have swiped left. Because I know I'm good looking, but not that good looking. She's really good looking. She was given to me. It was part of God's plan. Absolutely, and she'll tell it to you as well. It was God's plan. That she was there. As much as she helped me, I helped her. She was also having her own personal issues. Nothing to the extent of mine. But yeah, it just worked. And God's hand had shown up and put us together. We stayed together from day one, even though I stayed, and this, on the Bible, I stayed in the spare room because I didn't want to share my space because I snore a lot. So I stayed in the spare room. But God brought Larica into my life, kept Oscar in my life, where everyone was saying to him, Bruce is a write-off, he's a drug addict, he's this, he's that. Oscar stuck with me every step of the way, with people telling him Bruce is faulty, leave him, run away, go do your own thing, forget him. True friend. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of part 8. Part 9 should be very exciting too, because the journey only improves from here. Things get a lot better. And if you're sitting with doubt and thinking that your situation is hopeless, trust me, it's not hopeless. God can change anything. If I know what I've been able to do through the power of God and our Lord Jesus in the space of 2.5 years, to come from the gutters, to come from the buses, He can change any situation. But you've got to believe in Him first. You've got to believe that Jesus died for your sins. You're forgiven for your past. Have faith. Trust in Him. And everything will be okay. And that's how I lived. The one trick I will say is I compacted it into small compartments. Because if I had to look at the big picture, I would have probably given up. Put it into small parts. Day 1, day 2, day 3, 1 week, 1 month, 6 months, a year. But anyway, I've kept you for 14 minutes, which is way too long. That was part 8. See you tomorrow for part 9.